This episode of Geek-men and the Masters of the Thunder Nerds is brought to you by our sponsors, Super 7, Nerd Gear, SWA Sabers, and the Madness Entertainment Group. Hey, how's it going, Addie?
Good.
Yay. There we are. And who do we have today?
Something special happening.
Indeed.
It's happening.
It's happening right now. Welcome, Ray Jamison.
Hello. Thank you for having me.
Yes, indeed.
Yes.
This is the author of Madcaps, writer, all that good stuff. Writer, creator of Madcaps. You want to tell us a little bit about it, like how it came
Absolutely.
to be?
For sure. So I have written this 3-issue miniseries. The third issue is finally going to be debuted in 2 days' time, April 13th, 13th. Nice. If I could get my math down, this is going to be a good time. Let's see if I can fix that. April 16th is what I was trying to say.
Yes.
You'll be able to purchase all 3 issues. This is a fantasy miniseries which takes place all over one night. It's about 4 friends meeting up at their hometown, and they're in the wrong place at the wrong time and end up helping the local guards stave off the beginnings of an undead outbreak. And one thing leads to another, and it is heavily believed that this outbreak had something to do with a local drug issue with this substance known only as weave. And by the end of the night, we have 4 exhausted individuals that have helped fight off some of the undead, have infiltrated a bandit's base by the end of issue 2. And issue 3, as already described in the pre-launch page, is about these 4 friends attempting to hunt down a necromancer before sunrise, where the necromancer is intending to curse their hometown.
Oh boy.
So by the time issue 3 starts, we're at the back half of the night. We have people that have pulled an all-nighter and they're exhausted and tired. And we're going to find out if they've bitten off more than they can chew. These are not the mightiest of individuals in the realm, and they're definitely not in good condition. They're a little tired, a little fatigued, and we're going to find out if they can survive the night.
All right, sounds good. I'm trying to get the link here copied, and then we will. There we go. Here we go, and we'll go ahead and paste this in here for our folks watching, and then also I will put this as a banner.
Nice.
And
the names of the characters are pretty fun. It reminds me of kind of like D&D characters.
Yeah.
Well, you know what? This book is based off of the very first homebrew campaign that I ever ran over 15 years ago now. And it is something I've wanted to express. I decided to go down the route of comic books, something I've liked since before I can remember. The main difference between the actual campaign that I hosted, I was a dungeon master for, is I took the characters that the players are playing as out, and I injected my own characters in.
Okay.
Cool. Nice. Yeah.
That sounds cool.
Oh yeah.
And so you've already baked in all the history and stuff of all the characters and.
Yes, all of the lore, all of the infrastructure, creatures. There's so much we put into this when we started this game up. I didn't use any modules. I did it all from scratch.
Mm-hmm.
I had a steep learning curve. There was a lot to chew, which I pulled it off. It wasn't easy, but I ground out a good win, and we had some really cool experiences with these stories. I was very, very happy to have had that experience with them. We're at 157 followers right now, and we, like I already said, we launched in a couple of days here. The big plan right now, if anybody listening, if you click on follow, you're going to help me out algorithmically. Everybody listening knows that it's going to be launching soon. So if you click on follow now, you get that notification. But people this late in the game, if you're to click on follow, like I mentioned, the algorithm is the big one. The algorithm is making sure people are actually aware of this project. This is indie. How can somebody say no to something if they don't even know that it exists, right?
Right.
If you go up 1 second to the other cover that you've already passed, that was done by my main interior artist, Victor Medina. He made this as a warm-up sketch before doing the interiors of issue 2. And I loved it so much, I wanted it to be the main cover to issue 1, or issue 3 rather. And
nice.
I'm really happy with how that put together. He did everything from line work, coloring, and everything else. And it makes me very happy.
Yeah. And so you have a ragtag bunch of friends here.
Yes.
And so this one is a dwarf, right?
Half dwarf, half gnome.
Dwarf. Yes, gnome. That was the thing.
Yeah, that's
done full blown dwarf.
That's right. So little Dunanini there. Excuse me. He has some interesting traits about him. He's not sure where they come from. So apparently I have to start coughing now. Dunanini, similar to his gnomish mother, who has arcane influence over nature, he has this ability to have a similar control over metals and crystalline structures. One of the coolest contraptions he's made so far is this telescope. You can kind of see it over his shoulder there, but it pops up and it kind of blasts raw arcana out of it like a shotgun. It's kind of cool seeing a little guy that's under 4 feet in height walk up to a tree and reduce it to splinters.
Yeah.
You mentioned the other full-blooded dwarf. That's Sarlacc Swamp Dredger.
Yeah.
He is. He comes from a group of dwarves that left the mountainside, or the mountain rather, and they decided to farm in the middle of a swamp. And generationally, over time, they've been able to terraform that swampland into good grounds and expand accordingly, choking out the swamp. Culturally, because of this, he's very good at tracking down and pacifying things that go bump in the night. He's very devout to something only known as the divine, and he decided to move into this city, Ivywood, to be a beacon of light for those less fortunate than him. So he's kind of like an axe-wielding holy man of the woods, is the best way to put it. Because of his devotion, he does have some cool little blessings about him. At one point, you see him heal himself from an arrow wound. And in the first issue, you'll see it more in issue 3. He has actually a ward, a shield, if you will, where he can protect himself from the surrounding, anything around him that's undead. They can't really, they have a hard time penetrating this resistive force.
Okay.
Above Sarlacc there is Chasgo Blundale. He's a blue-skinned elf. This happens to humans in real life. If you ingest enough silver, your skin will get tattooed blue. And there's a very famous interview of one of these guys on Oprah. If you were to YouTube it, I'm sure you could find it. It looks fake. It looks very odd, like almost like this guy's ready to step on the set of like Star Trek or something. But Chasgo, his group of elves, they live in a mountain that's riddled with silver deposits. And because of the overexposure, all of those people all of those elves are blue-skinned. But of course, because it's fantasy, he is also very resistant to magic. Now, his people are considered what the modern tongue would be xenophobic. They want nothing to do with outsiders. They're very dysfunctional. And because of how ruthless and magic resistant they are, many people steer clear of those mountain ranges. They will take alternative routes, even if it's a longer stretch of time. It is not worth going through that turf. Chasgo felt his people were very dysfunctional, so he ended up wanting to leave. But where do you go when every other settlement will kill you on sight for what you look like? I think a lot of people in one form or another can relate to wanting to hide pieces of you, in this case physical, like visual stuff. He was eventually approached by someone only known as Annette, which is the person he writes to in the first issue, through a chess piece which he has fashioned as a necklace. He has some magical benefits. One of the main ones is being able to hide his appearance. Another one is he has a little pet, which is a three-eyed raven named Emix. And Emix is, some people joke it's like its own personal drone because he can see through its eyes and stuff.
Yeah.
Chazgo, a lot of people feel he is not on the level. They're waiting for something sinister to turn out with him. The reality of it is
based, right?
Well, it's actually, if
or
you
is there
consider
more?
Well, a lot. When I say a lot of people, a lot of readers. I apologize. So
Gotcha.
The whole thing with Chazgo is because if his identity was ever compromised, those three people are the only ones who know what he actually is. He would be killed on sight. Chazgo's people have such a bad reputation, and what do they say? It takes one to make an entire group look bad. So Chazgo has this interesting dynamic about him where he's hiding in plain sight, and he's worked his way up to be a representative of a noble. Nobody understands his end game. Why is he dancing so close to danger? And many readers think he has something nefarious going on because he's so reserved, because he keeps to himself, and because he's blatantly hiding himself. Everybody's thinking there's going to be something cool being played later. They're kind of looking forward to that. Then the last one, of course, the big guy here, Madcaps. Madcaps hails from a large creature that lives out in the oceans, known as the Great Stormworm. It is essentially a giant kaiju electric eel. And because of that, he's able to store lightning in his gizzard and vomit it out.
That was pretty cool.
And another thing about Madcaps, despite him being over 6.5 feet in height and clearing 350 pounds in body weight, the most dangerous thing about him is his brain. He has lots of potential with the arcane. He just hasn't really had the opportunity to study and develop those abilities. But his armor, that's just reflecting his culture, the very little he knows about his people. He was hatched and raised by humans. And you would think he's some type of seasoned veteran, mercenary, a soldier or something. But in reality, he could swing a sword hard, but a really skilled fighter could probably take him on one-on-one.
Okay.
I hate the cliche of big oafish meat shield of the group, and they're dumb and stuff, and I just turn that on its head. This guy is very smart, and one of the very first couple of pages, you catch him saying, I don't want to be here. I'd rather be somewhere with my nose in a book. And that's the coolest thing about him.
Nice. Very cool. I like that because I can identify with that because I am the big oaf, meat shield in a lot of my campaigns. So it is what it is, but so yeah.
One thing I've always wanted to do is like make a character in a game that's like a half giant rogue and just completely forfeit all sneak attacks. And there's something so satisfying about surprise attack with a warhammer driving somebody's head into the floorboards. Surprise! I think that would be amazing.
That would be fun.
This cover here, this is the main antagonist cover.
Yeah.
The last cover was the main protagonist cover. This is done by Harv Salterez. He drew the interiors and the covers of the first year to volume 2 of Ghost Rider, where Dan Ketch took over as the writer back in the early 90s. And this is colored by Dan Kemp, who has colored over 100 issues of Spawn through Todd McFarlane, Capallo, Chance Wolfe's work. To get these two guys to collaborate, it's the second time it's happened. I'm very proud. I was the medium to be able to allow these two souls to cross paths with their talent. It's a really, really cool thing. Up to this point, as you've already read in the first 2 issues, this is the main antagonist, but nothing is said about her leading up to it. So there's a lot of fireworks. This is an elven necromancer, and that's a walking contradiction. But there is a lot going down. We're going to be throwing down like Greeks holding dishes, #Opa. It's going to be a good time.
Okay, so the dead that are coming back, the epidemic that they're trying to stave off, right? So are these like typical mindless dummies, or do they?
Well, the short answer is in the first issue, you see these like faster, more ravenous type of monstrous undead things. Unfortunately, I can't say anything else. Then that's a really good question. There's a lot going on, and I promise you're going to like it. Here's Chazgo again. One of the cool things about this cover. So first, it was drawn by. He goes by the alias of Pogs Art, and on both Instagram and Facebook, he has over 175,000 followers. This is colored by Dave Kemp. Everything white in that cover is going to be glow in the dark. And I'm really looking forward to seeing what that looks like when it's done. Having that one in my hands is going to be really cool. I'll probably be playing with that for an hour. Dark light, you know.
Yeah. That is cool.
Yeah, you could see his rook chest piece around his neck. I like all of them. He's just every cover I try to have it reflect something that's going on in the book. Mm-hmm. I don't like random art. I like some type of relevance that, if that's on the cover, let's see why that's on the cover.
Right.
Chazgo up to this point has been very careful, very hidden. In the very first issue, when the outbreak starts, he can't help out or else he'll compromise his identity. This cover is supposed to represent he's not hiding in this case. We're in the final act of the story, so things get a little serious.
Nice. Definitely exciting. On the dark variant cover. That's awesome. Yeah,
shout out to Fish Lee for this cover. This is Dunanini walking away from some type of flaming rubble. The last time I advertised this on social, I played some Johnny Cash to that, which played out really nice. This cover here is going to be lava foil cover, or a lava foil cover. Again, something I think is going to look beautiful when it's done.
Yeah.
I'm very happy with how this entire project's been coming together.
Yeah, for sure. I definitely dig it.
Here we have Mike Mez Phillips and his drawing of Madcaps. As already mentioned, the biggest or the most intimidating thing about him is his brain. And here he is holding a book just kind of to reflect that. That book is actually the book they find at the very end of the first issue, or the second issue, rather.
Right.
So there's relevance to that. There's some critical information going on there. And that was colored by Dan Kemp. A lot of this talent, man, I'm really beside myself as to how they all come together and made this really cool thing. It's very humbling. This other variant cover, this is by Jay Sloan. This is Sarlacc. There's that defensive ward I was telling you about.
Yeah.
This is colored by Dave Kemp. And if you scroll down a little bit, you can see what that axe is hitting. That axe is it's actually a holy weapon. That's why you see light bursting out of the skull. It's almost like infecting a wound, if you will. Yeah. And he really looks like he's in his element here. Sarlacc's a really cool character because he's the kind of guy. The word madcap, by the way, that just means eccentric or different. And since they're all in a town that is predominantly human and orc, although you don't see any orcs, and there's a reason for that. These four are nothing of those two, so they really stand out. Madcaps felt very fitting because of it. But Sarlacc is an individual who decided to move into that town. It's almost like I accept I'm going to be different, but I think I can do right by the people that will tolerate me. So for somebody that has, I don't know how else to put it, I accept my fate. Like, this is going to be probably not the easiest, but the things that aren't easy don't really matter.
Right.
That's the neat thing I like about Sarlacc a lot.
Yeah.
And then the last one I have to show off here, this is an homage to Final Fantasy for the NES.
Yeah.
So even the main antagonist there, she's in a position similar to the evil knight Garland in the first Final Fantasy.
Yeah.
And shout out to Jenna Stark, who I think knocked this thing out of the park. Jenna Stark is the only person that's made one issue or one cover for each issue. So we're actually going to have a tier called the Jenna Stark collection. Just regular covers of everything she's drawn. The first one was of Dunanini, the second one was of Sarlacc, and here we have of all four versus the main antagonist. Beautiful. Beautiful work of art, and I'm really happy all of them turned out so well. I was just very, very happy with how that all came together.
Yeah, it looks great.
Yeah, and even the title, I had somebody pixelate it so it feels 8-bit. So it feels, it's got a little bit of everything in it. And it still has that feel of Final Fantasy. It still has the homage.
Yeah.
And am I okay to share my screen? There's one more set of covers that right here. So we're doing a special edition trilogy, all 3 issues, and they all have brand new covers. So this is issue 3's cover, which we have Dunnan and Chasgo facing off against a creature. Not a lot of information has been disclosed yet, aside from this image and something in the trailer, which I can share that link with you later. That's issue 3. Here we have, if I can do this right, issue 1 is going to have Madrakis facing off with the main antagonist. And then issue 2 is Sarlacc repelling the undead horde. But when you put all 3 issues together, you'll get this beautiful image, which depicts the final act of the last issue.
Look at that.
And that's all done by Rod Ramos Rodolfo and colored by Dan Kemp. Again, little old me, this is my first time writing a book, and these guys really know how to produce a professional part.
Yeah. It's good to surround yourself with folks that know what they're doing, right?
That's a classic
Setting
Seinfeld line.
For success, right?
Yes, very much so. I'm a big fan. While I'm talking about that, I forgot I have to look up. I did not look up the reel for that trailer, but I have it right here anyways. Where are you?
Yeah, I'm the tank, according to Pops. He's in the chat. Howdy, Pops.
Pops is a tank, absolutely. Copy link address. There it is there. I am the rogue. The shadows are my friend.
Yeah.
Yes. Here, I'll put in the private chat here for you, Dustin.
Okay.
That reel, it's a Facebook reel. It has the main trailer for issue 3. For some reason, whenever I share anything with volume, the volume doesn't come through. Here, I'll stop sharing this.
Okay. And let me see if I can do that.
I'm loving that Chasgo drawing, by the way. That's looking good.
Thanks. Yeah.
Let's share screen. Let's see. I don't think it's coming. The sound's coming through for me either. Let me try that again. Share tab audio. Okay. Oh, maybe no.
Is there a little volume thing that's silenced by chance? That happens to me a lot.
That's probably it. I gotta also share again. Let's see. Share screen. Let's try this again.
Technology is man's best and worst friend.
Yeah.
I saw a funny meme, and it was of Linda Hamilton, and it's captioned Sarah Connor watching you get cozy with AI.
Yeah. Ain't that the truth? Okay. I think I've got it figured out. Share screen. All right.
But yes, sir. All in all, I've been releasing one issue every April. So it has been torture not being able to talk about things that haven't been revealed yet. Like months upon months upon months of, here's this cool story, and some people know part of it, and I can say nothing. That has been quite a challenge. I think that's one of the biggest challenges that I've found being on the creative side of a comic, is just like, if I want to break even, I can't just give the story away, you know?
Yeah, it's hard to hide Christmas presents from your kids too.
Yes.
Sounds
Exactly.
good like that, right?
Arguably, that's easier.
Right.
While making contact with our friends Chazgo and Sarlacc, we crossed paths with an undead outbreak in Ivywood. This led us down a rabbit hole involving a local drug called Weave, bandits, kidnapped citizens, and an ominous book which I was able to gather critical information from. Time was not on our side, and we were not the most qualified to address this urgency.
We need to blow up the distillery.
Can't hold this spell much longer! The necromancer is mine. I am your beacon! While making contact with our...
That was awesome.
Again, torture not being able to talk about the stuff. That was like catharsis, being able to post that trailer finally. At least I get to show a little bit. People have been asking a lot about that creature. And I'm like, well, that image, you can pause it and look at it. And that special edition trilogy that I was already showed you guys.
Yeah.
You can see one of its legs and you can go ahead and make your assumptions from there. But I can't say anything else, man. It's going to be a good time. I know that. I'm really looking forward to finally being able to like just talk about the whole writing process and how everybody, all the characters got to certain points and stuff. And yeah, like I said before, it'll definitely be cathartic to just get that off my chest. Yeah, that's looking pretty solid. Good job.
Thanks. Yeah.
Dig it.
Just referencing that this picture here.
Issue 1.
Mysterious, yeah.
Yeah, that's Jimbo Salgado drew that cover and colored by Dan Kemp.
Nice.
Yeah, it's really cool being able to go through all these like different pieces of talent, combining all of these different ideas. Just finding that right amount of descriptions to describe pages, but not overly constraining what is expected, allowing that the artist flair to push through. Issue 1 of the Madcaps, I had a variant cover of Sarlacc. It was drawn by Harv Salteras. One of the most interesting things is I had this idea, which was similar to how Sarlacc looks in the cover of issue 3 of the Madcaps. However, he listens to what I have to say. I email him. I give all the descriptions. He gives me something that looks nothing like it, but I love it so much. I just said, shut up and take my money. And that was one of the things that helped me to, in a lot of cases, from what I ask of them, less is more, just because of the flair, why I'm trying to commission them in the first place, allowing their flair to shine through accordingly.
Yeah, for sure.
Some artists do definitely thrive better if you give them an idea and let them run with it. Others structure. It's about finding what works for you. Yeah, looks like you got a good team going on there.
Yeah, I have an awesome group of people to work with. It is it's really, really cool, man.
Yeah, I imagine so. I mean, just seeing your characters, come to life. I know for me, that was definitely something that made my day. Like when I had Addie draw, some of my characters and stuff, it was just like, I just looked at him for hours. I was speechless. It's like, I didn't know what to say. I was just so overwhelmed. It's like, yes, this is what this is it. Yes, come on, let's go.
yeah, I hear what you're saying. When some of the talent that I've had stick their neck out and put their fingerprints on this project, metaphorically speaking, these are people that I've admired their work since I was single digit in age. And I've said this on other podcasts. It's the equivalent of having like a Kurt Cobain or an Elvis Presley perform a song that I've written. Yeah. And I don't know how else to put it to that, but it's really neat to see something expressed through the mind of somebody else visually.
Yes.
And what I've described on paper, and then that happy little marriage, if you will. One of the comic books, in my opinion, is one of the best medias for storytelling, because a picture's 1,000 words, but when you give it some dialogue, it dials it in and scales it. In my opinion, it's better than anything a movie can produce, and I stand by that.
Yeah, I would agree. Most definitely. I mean, movies are good for some folks, but I mean, at the same time, seeing it come to life and on paper is just insane, because you can do so much more.
Yeah, many people would argue that, but it's this weird little thing. It's just awesome. I don't know how else to put it. One of the coolest things that we're going to be bringing back into this campaign is we're bringing back blankets, which are going to have some of the different cover art, and t-shirts as well. Something that people appreciated a lot in the second campaign is we had character sheets, and they're modeled for 5th edition D&D, and they were made into level 5 characters. All 4 characters were D&D-esque, and they fit in, and you could just play as those characters in any game you wanted. People seem to really like that a lot.
Yeah.
We do have a couple other things going on. One thing that is a fan favorite is the map. We have a map of where this story takes place, and the main town and the surrounding areas. What else can I say that's not a giveaway? We have other things, but yeah, that's just a story for...
So you've got merch, in other words, right?
Yeah, we've got some things. You'll find out in a couple of days. In a couple of days.
So is there anything you can tease or hint at? Something maybe that you don't get asked a lot. Anything like that? Maybe something other people that have interviewed you didn't get to answer, or something like that.
Well, one of the main one solid question I get every once in a while is if did I insert myself into any of these characters? I like all the characters a lot, and I mean I love their use in the story. They seem somewhat balanced. It isn't like the third X-Men movie where it's the Wolverine show. They all have some type of purpose, and they have their own time to shine. I don't think I see myself in any one of them uniquely, but I did write myself into them, essentially. I did base them off of people I know, and based off of their own likes and what they aspire to be and things they appreciate. And there's one question I've been waiting to ask, and I won't say what it is, but there is a very blatant concern in the story right at the beginning, and nobody notices it, and it's been bugging me. So that's an interesting thing I haven't said on any other podcast before. I said the word podcast, and that jogged my memory. This is my 61st podcast and stream promoting issue 3. I've been doing this since December. My goal, 62 will tie it. My goal is to hit 80 this year, or this time around, I should say, which it looks like I'm going to do.
Nice.
Other good questions about this book. Well, Lori Calcaterra was disappointed because in the second issue I hinted when it was coming out, one of the characters had to disguise themselves as a woman to help get into the compound. And Lori Calcaterra was desperate for it to be Madrakis. Unfortunately, it wasn't. She was disappointed a lot. But she even had one of her fans on the Morning Brew actually draw Madrakis in a dress, which I have somewhere. I don't have it on me, but that was a cool little piece of fan art. Gave me a chuckle.
That would have been funny.
I'm just a human woman,
Yeah. I think I thought it fit though. I thought that was good.
Yes.
How it actually happened. But
another thing I enjoyed writing is to actually show how they know each other without actually saying it. Kind of like a show and sort of tell, but not really. And that could be things like the difference between how they synergize, heck, how they even rub each other the wrong way. That scene involving one individual having to disguise themselves, another individual narrating that part of the story says, I'm glad I'm not there, because usually two of these individuals will throw caution to the wayside for a good story and it gets too mischievous. And that's exactly what happens. You can tell they know each other. If you were a fly on the wall around this group of friends, you could tell they were friends. Heck, maybe there's an occasional inside joke that you understand as an inside joke, but you don't have the context. That's the feeling that you would see with a group of friends. Doesn't matter the age or who, you would have these types of nuanced feelings about them. Basically, this story, anybody listening right now, if you have friends that you don't get to see near as much as you used to, this could be because of maybe you have a household and children. Maybe you have a complicated job, or you're in school, or for me, I moved across country and I don't get to see my friends near as much as I used to. We started playing D&D via webcam just for that reason. But
how does that work out for you? Do you find it's just as, fulfilling and like successful campaigns and things like that, or is it just as difficult?
It's not harder or easier, but it is different.
Yeah.
Roll20, pardon me, I've got the ons. Roll20, you can find online, which is a great platform to move around tokens and stuff to kind of emulate the table experience.
Yeah.
Obviously, it's not the same, but it's a great time. Shout out to Michael Towson, who is going to be on one of our tier campaigns. If you buy into that tier, you will pay for his services and be able to contribute in a one-shot, which is really awesome.
That's cool.
But in regards to playing online, Roll20 is actually how I helped write out my story, because I had actually moved pieces around the board. This person would be doing this at this time. This person would be doing this, which I found very helpful. But when I did this with all my friends, it was satisfying. At least I got to hang out with my friends.
Yeah.
But the thing is, everybody has a story like that. As you get older, it eventually happens to almost everybody, where you don't get to see at least one friend or a handful of friends as much as you used to. And even something as minor as seeing them for 5 minutes in a parking lot as they're passing through a city, it recharges your inner child to a level where, man, I didn't realize I needed that. And this book is an homage to that level of camaraderie, but it's told with the flavor of fantasy, and it's just told through the medium of a comic book. So that is the real story of this. I don't want to sound like I'm a brony and friendship is magic, but I think everybody, I think seeing your friends that you really miss, I think that is something people don't talk about enough. Yeah. I mean, you'll see it in cards, you'll see it in that, but nobody talks about how lingering thoughts like that sit at the back of your mind. If you look at the inside page of issue 1 of the Madcaps, it is literally Dunanini talking to his dad about why he's sticking his neck out for his friends and why he thinks so highly of them. He goes on saying, now Dunan, because he's a half gnome and a half dwarf, he draws from both bloodlines, but he has a hard time fitting in with either culture. I mean, he's pretty big for a gnome. He's almost as tall as a dwarf, but he can't grow a beard. Like, visually, he doesn't fit in, and those two cultures don't really merge that well. But because of this, he can bond with a friend as closely as he can a family member. And that passage on the inside of issue 1, where he talks about how they've done just as much for him as any family member, it's something I think every human being, like, gee, did you read my mind? I didn't say this out loud. I've had that joke a couple of times. And I think it's very important. Anybody listening right now, if anything I've just said right now, this last little bit, if that resonates with you, I guarantee you'll enjoy the story. You don't have to have 70 years worth of lore memorized. You don't have to look up on Reddit to understand all the references on every page. It starts you walk in with a fresh mind, and by its end, you can say, you know what, I did appreciate that story for what it is, and I'm glad that's in my collection. And I can tell you right now that that pre-launch page, if you go to that and you click on follow right now, at this stage of the game, yeah, we're launching in 2 days, but if you click on follow right now, it's going to help the algorithm so other people can have that resonating message as it's sitting with you right now. So you're not just helping me. In a way, other people need to talk about shared experiences, but more importantly, they need to hear them from others. It's a form of encouragement. It's a form of support without actually supporting. And I know I'm talking really, really big and abstract, but clicking on follow link will contribute to that.
Absolutely. And I know that definitely resonates with me as well. Because I mean, there's so many times where, like, you have friends and it's rough. You don't get to see them and all that. It's crazy. But
I remember when I had a close friend, he called me. He found out he was about to get served a divorce papers, and he found out by accident, and he called me immediately, and I was in the middle of bathing my children. So he lays out what he just witnessed, and I said to him, okay, this is what you're going to do. You're going to screenshot everything you just saw. While you're doing that, I'm going to put my kids to bed. I'm going to call you back in 15 minutes and do that. If we were face to face, it would most likely be different. He would probably call me because I'm probably not in the same room as him as this is happening, but I would be driving to his house. Now he's an 18-hour drive away. That's obviously not going to happen.
Right.
But there's something to be said of getting back to the boys are back in town. How old are you, Dustin?
I am 40, going to be 41 this year. So yeah.
So you're born in 85.
Yes.
I'm born in 84. I just turned 42. You are the ideal age range for Mighty Morphin Power Rangers. Would that be an honest assumption?
Yeah. I was definitely around with Power Rangers. I was down with the OG team.
Right on, man. And when I had my children, I had excuses to watch all this stuff again. So
right.
One of my favorite things is the 10-year anniversary. That series going on, because they started changing it every season after a while. They had Power Rangers Wild Force. There was a 10-year anniversary called Forever Red. Did you ever see that episode?
Yeah.
Forever Red, I think, is just amazing. Like, it doesn't matter what Avengers Doomsday and Avengers Secret Wars can throw out. It will not compare to that epic saga of 22 minutes of all the 10 Red Rangers meeting up. But more importantly, going full circle to what we're talking about, seeing Tommy and Jason shake hands is the equivalent of getting to see your friends again. That was just a big monumental thing. And that never happened again. And I mean, RIP JDF, of course.
Yes.
But every time you get to see your friends, especially if they live far away, in my mind, I don't think they're going to die tomorrow, but I do treat it like I'm going to see them for the last time. Because there's times I don't see them for 2, 3, 4, 5 years, and it doesn't feel that long. When you look back, gee, that was a valuable little bit of time. And this book is supposed to represent something like that. Hence why it takes place in one night. Hence why they just see each other for the first time in forever, and they catch up a little bit, and it's cut short, and it sounds like something your friends would talk about a year later. Remember that time in the middle of the night when we got stuck in those shenanigans?
Yeah.
I mean, I think it's a very powerful thing that is not discussed. I guess one way of putting it, not to get melancholy, it's almost like a level of grief when you miss your friends like that. And nobody talks about that stuff. I find it very weird. And I just needed to get those thoughts out, and I put it into a comic.
Yeah, I hear that. I mean, like,
it just sounds like something that's very personal, and that people don't want to sound whiny, like, oh, I miss my friends. Well, you got a lot of stuff you got to take care of now. But it's like just getting the time to actually take a moment and write about it. That is meaningful. There should be more of that out there.
Yeah, and I think a lot of people when they go through that, they don't understand those feelings. Like something, your childhood friend, if you used to see them every day in the summer and at least one class a day at school, and pretty much like two weekends a month, and you just saw them so heavily involved, and you don't see them anymore. It's like a party you died. You know, it resurrects once in a while, and you get to see them again, but there's a lot of I don't think people understand how to cope with that. It's lost, but it's not, if that makes sense. I think that's why it's overlooked.
Yes, for sure. It's definitely weird. And I mean, it should be talked about more. And I think it's a good conversation to have. Like, I mean, cause I saw my friend for the last time and I didn't realize it.
Yeah.
I he passed away before I could get out of the hospital and see him again. And and it's like we, got to talk, and he called and we talked about Smallville and stuff when I was in the hospital. And then, after that, I got the phone call from his sister, and he's in the hospital and it's not looking good. They're, so I, got to go and stay there, but he was like, I don't know. It's weird.
It's abrupt.
You don't
feel right.
Right. It's
like you mentioned Smallville. It's like having a TV show you like and it's canceled. There's all these loose ends, man. Like what the heck? Yeah, I get that. I get that a lot. And I remember my last year of high school. Our high school had a very unique dynamic where the graduation ceremony wasn't until the following November. And the logic behind it was anybody who was short a credit or two, they could take summer school and still graduate with their cohort. And I had one friend over the summer. I never saw him outside of school, but I saw him like more often than not in classes. We had a lot of similar classes. He overdosed on a drug, and I didn't know he was that heavily involved into that stuff. But okay, well, see you at grad ceremony, and then over the summer, okay, I guess not. The end. Yeah. Oh, man, you just never know, eh? Anytime I see my friends, I treat it like it's the last just for that reason.
Yeah.
Sorry to sober you up there.
It is definitely a heavy topic, but it's it doesn't have to be, is I think the point. I mean, we're talking about the enjoyment, the act of reuniting with friends and
I think we lost you, Dustin.
No. Yeah.
And getting so I'm not sure what's going on.
It's the me show now. It's just me. Sorry, say that again, Dustin. I lost you there. Or did we lose everybody?
Oh no. Oh.
That would have been awesome. It's like I be the captain now. Welcome to the Geek-men interviews. I am your host, Ray Jamison. Today we're going to talk about sunflowers and all things.
Myself now.
I'm sure he'll be back in a second. Now, with that said,
maybe if we had more of a culture that also like talked more normally about, hey, this is what's going to happen when you grow up. So, like people have experienced that, and then we'd have less need for therapy when you're older and you won't feel as alone.
I think that's definitely a variable. I think it's important that people understand they have to look forward to growing up. I think that's a big part that's missing. You always hear about
that's a hard thing to do sometimes. Yeah.
It's scary, but people should be taught you're allowed to be scared, but you have to do something about it. And I think if they had that, I'll use the metaphor of at the end of Fellowship of the Ring and Lord of the Rings, Frodo is about to cross the river alone. He intends to go alone. Samwise ends up joining him, but just before he does, he's holding the ring in his hand and he's thinking about it, one of his last conversations with Gandalf. And then when he's done thinking about it, he closes his hand, puts the ring in his pocket, gets on the boat. it's almost like if he had a mirror at that moment, he'd look in the mirror and he says, this is going to suck, but we're going to get it done. And he just does it. And I think a lot of people have to be taught culturally. We don't talk about it enough, but I think people have to be shown you have to choose resilience. And it's more important to allow your youth to die with grace as opposed to being an old infant. And nobody ever hears those last words, but it really resonates. You don't want to be that man child in your mom's basement playing video games. Well, when you're going to have that full-time job, when you're going to have that mortgage, if you want to have kids and stuff, is that something you want to do? And
Gotta grow up healthily.
I think it should be taught. Like if you look at something like Gen X, which is before our time, Gen X in their room, the most entertaining thing was probably a boombox or a record player, something like that. Maybe the real spoiled kids maybe could play the NES in their room with a TV, but that would be unthought of on average. Nowadays, kids, every wall is pretty much a screen. Like, why would people at the age of 17, 18 be incentivized to leave the house? Because they've got all the good stuff. They would have to give that up for a while. I think every human being, at least a year of their life after high school, should be like Tobey Maguire in Spider-Man 2. When he walks into his own apartment, you can see his fridge, his toilet, and his bed are with all like 10 feet of each other. And then he sits down and the train passes over and shakes the room a little bit. Everybody needs to go through that. And I think that would help the whole dynamic of growing up and filling that void when you don't get to see your friends like you used to.
Yeah.
That, and like also we're technology is still so very new and stuff. I mean, like we're still learning how to appreciate all the connections we have the ability to make. I don't think everybody specifically like realizes all the things that you could be doing instead of, you know, feeling alone and stuff. There's so many things that technology has opened the doors for people to do, like right now.
Yeah.
So much is happening so fast.
Yeah, it's very different. It's complementary, but it doesn't fill the void at the same time. But it does alleviate it. It's a very good point. I'd rather spend time with my buddy than look at his pictures on his profile. But looking at the pictures on the profile is definitely better than nothing.
Zuckerberg, get out of here with your Meta AI VR people.
Yeah, I hear that. I mean, because I don't know that I would have a podcast if I didn't have, you know, all these great people to work with and get to connect to and talk to. And it's just, so for me, when I'm trying to talk to people about my podcast, they're just like, yeah, you got a podcast. Yeah, okay. And it's just like, no, you don't understand. Like, this is how we can talk and connect, like, more frequently. I mean, come on.
When I was in the 90s, when I was in elementary school, my school in particular, for whatever reason, everybody turned their nose up towards comic books. It was almost like a litmus test of, I'm cool because I think I'm too mature for that kind of thing. Right. Fast forward the clock, not even a decade later, we've got Wesley Snipes as Blade tearing it up. And then 2 years later, Bryan Singer with the X-Men. And then, of course, Sam Raimi and Maguire and Kirsten Dunst and William Dafoe in that real springboard of the movie. Suddenly it was really cool my last year of high school that everybody's like, wow, this is amazing. It's so just cool. Like, I really like superheroes. I'm like, well, welcome. I'm glad you caught up to me. Welcome to the team.
Right.
Well, we're just romanticizing the nerds without all the, you know, bad side effects of nerds, the bad hygiene. It's just the cool stuff now.
Yeah, we've become more mainstream nerds as opposed to hardcore antisocial nerds. It's almost like all the cool things became socially acceptable, so all the really hardcore nerds are like, maybe I should shower if I want to talk to these people because they want to talk about stuff I like. It's like a two-way street.
You see that guy over there? Maybe don't make fun of him because he's going to invent crypto one day.
Yeah, exactly. But I think it's really cool that, as you already mentioned, you have a podcast. Well, where on earth are you going to walk into a room of like 300 people and talk about I mean, we obviously have Comic Cons now, but with the exception of that, I mean, where are you going to go where you don't have to pay to get in and just talk something that you find is really cool and fascinating? podcasts are like, hey, I've got this collection of people across the planet that I get to talk to about things I like that I can't find on this city block.
Right.
That guy with 1 million views that are currently watching, those are all bots. You got like 5 people that are viewing and commenting. You got an audience.
Yeah.
That's right. Yes, sir.
Oh, yes, indeed. So let's see. Have you, I guess this is an audience question. Do you watch Never Have I Ever? I'm not sure if that pertains to anything. I've never seen that.
I need to verify what that is. It sounds familiar. Hold on.
Let me Google that.
I know
Right.
I know it's a drinking game. It's from 2020.
Or is it a movie or a show? Okay,
It
never.
has Mindy Kaling in it. I like Mindy Kaling.
Which one? 2009 or 2024? Maybe the newer one. Is that what they mean?
Maybe.
I've never seen this show.
Yeah. Well, so yes, that's the answer. He does not know if he's seen that show
The answer is we're old.
or movie.
Well, we're too old to. Yeah, I don't know. We're too old to watch. I only watch YouTube. I'm old.
You know, I've loved. There's a couple of shows I like watching. Invincible. I never read the comic.
Yeah,
But I've been
same.
watching the cartoon. I thought its weakest season was season 2, but other than that, I've been enjoying 3, even though it's kind of a more focused story. Like season 1 has so many story arcs in it. Season 2 is just kind of trying to develop itself, but 3 I liked a lot too. It's very interesting watching all the supporting characters. Do you have any favorite characters in that show?
I'm a big fan of Invincible, just in general. I mean,
I can respect that.
I like Eve, but have you watched season 4 at all?
Yes, I'm caught up to the current episode.
Okay. Yeah. Yeah. So I mean, I'm rooting for Nolan currently.
Yeah.
It's like, yes, he is absolute, like, no, but I mean, I always root for the underdog for some reason. It's just like, I feel like he means well. Come on, let's give him, cut him some
he's
slack.
had that learning point, but arguably past the point of no return.
Yeah.
So it's interesting seeing, okay, let's root for this guy. Can he actually pull out some type of redemption from this? He obviously has felt bad, but can he make things right? That's a cool story arc. Invincible, I like his arc of, despite all of the burdens and trauma that he's experiencing, he's still choosing to be good, choosing to do good. I find that very inspiring. And you would see that in an innocent adolescent, a kid that was raised with good intentions and wanting to do right. I'm the son of Omni-Man. I want to be good and right and just. It's very clear in his character, and that is really harped on and strained, but he still chooses to hold that burden, which I find fascinating. My top 2 favorite characters, first one is Robot. I find Robot, I love, especially that first season. I love that arc. And then my all-time favorite is Cecil. I like Cecil, that the guy is continuously putting out fires, and in many cases, he's always choosing the better of 2 bad options. And he can live with it. It's like, wow, that's pretty cool. I really like Cecil. Here's a little cool little feature there. I'm not identical to Cecil.
Nice.
But Cecil, I would say, is my favorite character of all 4 seasons.
Oh, okay, that's cool.
My favorite in season 1, my favorite episodes are the second episode and the second last episode. The second episode, that's where the Flaxons come in. And it's a lot about this is their 3rd invasion, and they're still coming. And it introduces Cecil right after the Guardians of the Globe are slaughtered.
Yeah.
And they do a really good job of giving him character development. And then The second last episode is all about Cecil doing everything possible to slow down Omni-Man.
Yeah.
And making split decisions like, here, take these teleporters, wake that thing up, stuff it down its throat, and send it to Omni-Man. Just whatever it takes, man. That's the most expensive nosebleed we've given him, and it's just a really cool thing to watch that play out.
Yeah. Yeah, Cecil is a good character, and he's still interesting after 4 seasons. So,
yes.
It's like you want to know more, and they've given you a little bit more, but it's cool.
One thing I always appreciate is when you feel like they haven't given you enough.
Yeah,
as opposed to too much. It can feel like a little unsatisfying, but at the same time, I get it, man. Right on. I've got some more about them, so that's better than nothing.
Right.
And it's definitely a lot better than giving away too much. It's like that sweet spot and you don't even realize it.
Yeah. Somehow they've managed to do that. And honestly, I feel that way with Mark too, because he, like you said, just like with Sam and Frodo, he's always like, this is gonna suck, but I need to do this, you know.
Yeah.
And he still tries to do good and push forward, and
even when he picks the least of bad options, he's still hard on himself.
Yeah,
like, I wish there was a better option. He means well, he wants to do well, even when he can't. That really powerful dynamic when all the Segwits are trying to take over the city block, and it's down to the one last one. He says, "I'm sorry," and just obliterates the person.
Yeah,
and he can't believe it. But that saved a lot of people, and
that was
really
insane.
tolls on him. Yeah,
it definitely was the worst situation to be in, and it just I feel bad for him, but
yeah, definitely, he really feels the weight of that decision,
and it's good because that clearly signifies that he is not Omni-Man and has no potential to become Omni-Man.
Yeah, the fact that he's upset means he cares.
Yeah. Right.
Yes.
So that's a good thing.
Sometimes I've said this to, not that I get offended all the time, but sometimes if an individual is compelled to apologize, usually in a good way, I don't dismiss it, but I close the case. I say the fact that you want to apologize means there's nothing left to talk about. Let's just move on, and that's that. And I feel that with Mark a lot. He just, because he's so hard on himself, he's just terrified of losing his humanity and being more of a Viltrumite.
Right. Yeah. Good stuff. Good stuff from Invincible. Good stuff from you and Madcaps. All that stuff. Let's see. Yeah, the art of Victor Mendina. Hello, everyone.
Shout out to my interior artist.
Nice.
He has made some gold, that's for sure. Made some real golden pages. They're awesome. Yeah, Victor is a good company, and I'm really happy to have him on the team. Very fortunate to find him. Yes, for sir. Sure.
So what has been your favorite of the characters? Like, is there a piece of art or any one piece that you could, point to that's like, yeah, this is how I pictured it?
Well, I can give you a couple. First one is every artist brings something awesome. Like, yes, he paid me to say, I pay him to draw stuff, but he's paying me to say that. Oh, that's great. Well, let's start with Victor since he came up. One thing I like is the cohesion of how Victor can put his panels together. I really like how his portrayal, especially of Sarlacc's facial expressions and Madrakis' imposing figure. I think he does a good job. When you look at him, it's a really beefy individual that you don't want to tangle with. Yeah, which is what Madrakis intends. He wants people to leave him alone. What else can I say about Victor? Victor with Dan Kemp in what we've seen so far in issue 2, the beautiful splash page, I believe it's page 6, where it shows Chazgo looking through the eyes of his pet Amex. And it is what I described of that is I want Chazgo in the middle concentrating, and then I want bird's eye view of the following things, which he filled out. I believe there's 6 of them. And then combining that with Dan Kemp's coloring, I think it was Dan Kemp's idea to make all of the views look like they're through a glass or a lens.
Yeah.
But it was also Victor's idea to make it look like it was all shattered in between. Really beautiful pieces of flair with all this talent. Yeah, that's the one there. That's it there.
This is the one I wanted to talk about because I thought that was really, really cool.
Lots of people love that. And a lot
yeah.
of people are like, that should be like a t-shirt or something. And I don't disagree with that. Who else? The very first cover by Jimbo Salgado for issue 1, which is what was being referenced there of Chazgo. That one I feel is a really nice statement of a book. I'm gonna be missing people, and I apologize. Like, there's a lot of talent that's been on there.
Yeah, I mean, I'm you know, picking straws, or you know, it's like you love it all naturally. I'm sure you do.
Yeah.
But it's like trying to pick a favorite kid, and you know
that's true.
You know, it's just what it is. I'm just trying to see who he's gonna throw under. No, I'm not.
But all in all, I've been very happy with all of the talent. There's so much I could talk about. If any cover that were to come up, I could talk for how that cover came to be. I could talk about my interactions with the talent as I was describing this out. I am definitely, as I was saying in the green room before this started, I am an extrovert. And I have a friend that I used to work with, and we're very similar personality-wise, and he used to describe himself as a duck, and he would just imprint himself onto every person he spoke to. And apparently I am like that, where I can just meet a person, understand a couple things about them, and remember that, and then follow up with them later. How's things going with that new job? Or did you try making that supper again? Last time you said it failed. Did you try round 2 with it? Little things like that.
That's awesome. Oh, well, I guess we'll wrap it up here. Addie, do you want to share that art with us real quick?
Sure. Yeah, I was just drawing the. Yeah, I was just starting to draw her again.
Very cool.
I was looking for female characters. I feel like I'm better at drawing females. I draw a lot of female characters a lot. I'm like, where's all the women?
Well, that you know what? There's a reason for that. Well, first off, the most powerful.
Women are extinct.
No, they're the most powerful. So
okay.
Chaz goes right into Annette. We haven't seen Annette yet, and this main villain is definitely a problem. So the women are present, and the more you see of them, the more it's going to get entertaining. What about that cover of the picture of Chazgo? I saw you going through it, giving it some really cool effects.
Oh, yeah. I'll go back to that.
Oh, yeah, look at that. Good job.
Wow.
That's beautiful.
Thanks. I'm like, he's very shadowy. I got to figure out where his face is. I was just going off one reference.
That's great. That's really nice. I'm flattered. That's really cool.
Yeah, I'll post it later. You can do what you want with it.
Thank you.
Yeah.
Yeah, she does great work.
Yeah, definitely.
Love it.
You've done this before once or twice.
Yeah.
Picked up a pencil or Yeah, we draw all kinds of weird stuff on here. That was me.
Hey, weird's cool, man.
Yeah, we do. Every week we do. It's like a Russian roulette with random things that she comes up with, and so we're always putting things in and spinning a wheel, and then that's what she has to draw, and we end up doing that several times a episode.
Yeah, one of Dustin's favorites is the Jack Black at Disneyland.
Jack Black is epic. Hello, folks. We're gonna sing about Disney. He'll do something like that. Yeah. He starts vocalizing. Yeah, usually one of those. Yeah.
Playing on the harper.
Yeah. That's amazing. Jack Black and Samuel Jackson, I think, are the only two actors that could play any character in any movie and would increase the production value.
Yeah.
It could be
that's fair.
It could be the Queen Elizabeth, who's no longer with us. It could be anything. I wonder if the two of them have ever been in a movie together.
Yeah, I'm not sure. Can't think offhand, but I would watch it for sure. I just found out that Jack Black is in Mars Attacks, and I'm like, wait, what? I need to see this movie now.
The old one? Or the new
Yes,
one?
yes, the old one.
Oh, is he like a child? How old?
I have no idea. I haven't seen it yet. So it's like, I need to see this now.
That's amazing.
Like, Jack Black's in it. I definitely need to see it, I guess.
I got to give a shout out to Jack Black's voicing of Bowser. I haven't seen the new Mario movie, but I've seen the first one that came out for this saga. I was impressed at it. It was something different that he usually doesn't do, and he did it well.
Yeah,
I really liked that voice.
Yeah, he really got down and gravelly and all that. Peach.
Yeah. And then, of course,
cool.
Yeah, he's singing in it, of course, too.
With my star, we're gonna rule.
I love it. I love it.
Yeah. So, I mean, let's see. What does she say? Oh, yeah, she saw it in theaters. So, yeah, that's cool. But, yeah, appreciate your time. Again, go to the link down below. Check it out. And it's also in the chat here. I will paste that in here one more time. If I can do this right. Oh, no.
You gotta do the thing.
Oh, yeah. I need to go do this. I don't have the conversation anymore because I had to refresh.
Oh, I hear you. But either way, while you're doing that, anybody, if you want to follow me on Instagram, it's Raymond the DM. DM is short for Dungeon Master because I love me some D&D. You can also find the Madcaps Facebook page, and you can also find me on Facebook as DM Ray. Most importantly, though, there is that pre-launch page. Click on follow now. You will be helping. I apologize for the really deep conversation about the parallels to grieving and missing a friend or two. Yeah. But if that really resonates with anybody listening, you are going to want to click on follow. So other people can get that similar catharsis, no different than listening to us talk about that very thing and feeling a little bit better about it. But that is all of my tags. Most importantly, that pre-launch. Go click follow now, and it's going to be a good time. All 3 issues. I don't think I can add anything more to that, but I guarantee you it's going to be a good time.
Sounds like a good plan. I look forward to getting my issues.
Thanks, man. Thank you.
Yeah, so that's that. And we'll stick around at the top of the hour. We are going to have It's Frickin' Figures right here. We're going to be talking about figures and all the other good stuff. So don't miss out. And let's see, she says, I've read 2 comics in my life. Madcaps is the other one. Okay, yeah, nice. Yeah. Yeah. All right. Well, until next time, Thunder Nerds Ho.